Hello everyone, and welcome to the inaugural WAMP E3 press conference. As a brand new development company, we are just getting things off the ground, but we do have one upcoming title that we'd like to share with you today. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm proud to present Mario Super Sluggers 2. Wait, you know you can't just do that, right? Sorry, what? That's a Nintendo IP, you can't just make that game yourself. Then what the hell am I supposed to do with all of these? E3, also known as Gaming Christmas to journalists trying to fit in. I really love E3. I love talking about it, hyping it up too much, watching the conferences, the trailers, the analysis. It's just one of the most fun parts of the year. So naturally, I decided to make a way too long video discussing the highs, the lows, and the Microsoft plane simulators of E3 2019. I'll also be rating each major conference on my patent-pending E3 press conference scale of 7 E's. On Saturday, EA set the bar low as usual with their EA Play live stream. This one's a bit weird because they decided to forgo the typical press conference structure with a 3-hour live stream centered around a specific set of games instead. They focused on FIFA, Madden, Battlefield, Star Wars, and uncomfortably long conversations with developers. Oh shit, I got bingo! First up was Star Wars with 15 minutes of unedited gameplay. Here's a quick recap. Yeah, this thing was way too long for my taste. The actual combat looks good, but we spent so much time just watching him walk around, it felt like a very underwhelming way to open the show. Putting Street Football into FIFA is actually a pretty cool addition, but does anyone know if they re-architected the game flow?
Re-architected game flow? They're re-architected game flow. Re-architected game flow.
Oh, well, there you go. Madden got the addition of X Factors, following in the tradition of adding new game mechanics that will hardly change the gameplay at all. And they also added Run Pass option, which I really thought they did 4 years ago. Battlefield got more Battlefield, and Apex Legends got a new legend. But just when you thought EA's presentation was a bust, we got jet skis in The Sims. Microsoft stepped up on Sunday, and they started things off with a trailer for The Outer Worlds, which kinda just looks like your average single-player FPS game, if I'm being honest. Then, Ninja Theory introduced us to their new game, a team-based multiplayer combat game called Bleeding Edge. The trailer was mostly flashy character introductions, so we don't know how it will actually play, but I really like the game's concept, and if done right, I think this could be a legitimately popular competitive game. From there, we jump straight into a trailer for Ori and the Will of the Wisps, and let me tell you, this is my most anticipated game of the day, and if you played Ori 1, you know why. The first game looks, sounds, and plays beautifully, and the sequel looks like it is going nowhere but up. I'm a bit disappointed that the game won't be coming in 2019 like they initially said, but I'm happy to have a definitive release date at all, and I'll be playing this as soon as I can next February. Hey, Minecraft is great, now give it dungeons. Then we got a chance to chat with everyone's favorite head of Xbox, Phil Spencer, before jumping back into the trailers with a less boring look at Star Wars and the world premiere of Blair Witch.
Cyberpunk 2077!
Keanu Reeves. Spiritfarer got a cute, colorful trailer, and never mind, this game is depressing. And the smaller games kept coming with Battletoads, Legend of Right, and a bunch of Game Pass games. Oh yeah, Game Pass is the thing they're still trying to sell. Yeah, I don't know if I really care that this is in 4K. This scripted bit gave us our government-mandated E3 cringe, but the Psychonauts 2 trailer kinda saved it. LEGO Star Wars The Skywalker Saga is actually kinda hype, and a Dragon Ball RPG was not asked for, but could be good. Plane Simulator. Gears 5 is getting a co-op mode, which sounds interesting, and the trailer looked good, though I was more focused on the weird Crazy Train remix they chose as the background music. Dying Light 2 stood out to me last year with the way they were integrating choice-based gameplay into the series, but this trailer gave us nothing new other than a very vague release window. Hey guys, let's talk about the future of gaming where you can stream games to any device so you can play them anywhere, anytime without having to use a console. Now let's talk about our next console. They wrapped things up with a trailer for Halo Infinite, and speaking as someone who's never been a big Halo fan, I actually thought the trailer was pretty well done. The story about what happens after this war has been lost sounds interesting, and unfortunately we didn't really learn anything about the gameplay, but I'm sure it will play like a Halo game. The biggest complaint I've seen about this show is the amount of cinematic trailers as opposed to full gameplay reveals, but honestly, I like cinematic trailers as long as they tell us about the game and give us some idea what to expect when we're playing. A lot of these games had also already been revealed beforehand, so there weren't any breathtaking new reveals, but with all of the games they showed off and the announcement of Xbox Scarlet, I thought they checked all the boxes and put on a very good show. Bethesda put on a How Not to Pace Your E3 presentation clinic. They opened with a video about the Bethesda community and then showed off a bunch of mobile games, and did anyone really want a battle royale in Fallout 76?
Fuck yeah, we put a battle royale in Fallout 76.
Hold on guys, he said the fuck word, so it must be good.
We have several other projects, one of which we're ready to reveal tonight.
Yes, finally.
Imagine a classic Saturday morning cartoon in free-to-play mobile game form.
Ah, Wolfenstein Youngblood has potential to be a legitimately good co-op shooter, but they followed this with a lot more talking, a decent trailer for Deathloop, and
Fucking cool.
oh, he said the word again, I'm sold. But if there's anything that could save this show, it's Doom Eternal. I'll admit, I haven't played the 2016 Doom, but I've only heard good things, and this game just looks like more Doom, but bigger and better, and that's a great thing. The new Doom multiplayer battle mode also looks cool, but I wish there was more than just one multiplayer mode. Overall, Bethesda showed a couple of good games, but the slow start really put a damper on the whole presentation, and outside of Doom, there's not much to keep people talking. I'm not gonna rate the Devolver and PC gaming show, as I want to focus on the big shows in this video that's already too long, but let me sum up the entire Devolver Direct for you.
What the fuck?
Next, Monday came around, but don't worry Garfield, we can watch Ubisoft today. Oh boy, I can't wait to watch my favorite orchestra for 5 minutes. Ubisoft took a page out of EA's notebook by showing a character walk around for several minutes, but at least this one got more interesting as it went on. And the idea that you can recruit and play as literally anyone in the game is actually exciting, but I'm afraid that it could just evolve into a series of finding characters and playing their origin story over and over again. Rob McElhenney came on stage to talk about his new TV show Mythic Quest, which follows the lives of some game developers, and although this is not the kind of announcement anyone was looking for, I appreciate them doing something new for E3. Rainbow Six Siege got an expansion, and Brawlhalla got Adventure Time characters for some reason. What the hell is this Ghost Recon teaser, and who is clapping? Mobile Tom Clancy game, I don't know anyone who cares. It wouldn't be a Ubisoft conference without a dance break, and just let the Wii die, Ubi! This guy came on stage to say this game is available to play today, and then clarify that it's only available in pre-alpha demo form for a few days. Finally, we got a new IP to end the show in Gods and Monsters, which told us basically nothing, but it looks aesthetically pleasing at least. I feel like Ubisoft didn't have the pacing issues quite as bad as Bethesda, as they got to the point faster, and games like Watch Dogs and Gods and Monsters were exciting. But they never had that one big game like Doom Eternal or Halo Infinite that really got the crowd into it, which really left me feeling like that's it? It could have been worse, but it doesn't seem like any of these announcements were really something Ubi could hang their hat on. Yeah, that's Sony Sluggers. What, E3's today? Hey, do you like Final Fantasy? Well, you better if you watched Square Enix's showcase. They opened with the Final Fantasy VII remake and heavily focused on it for a long time, but no one really seemed to mind because this game looks beautiful. The game definitely fell victim to Square announced us too early syndrome, so it was nice to finally get a release date and gameplay. Life is Strange 2 got a long trailer featuring a bunch of YouTubers, which was nice to see, but personally I've lost a lot of interest in that series. Then we got a new mobile game and a trailer for a game that came out last year. The Last Remnant Remastered was shown, and anytime you can say available today, you instantly inject a lot of hype into your presentation, even if I don't really care about The Last Remnant. It's also a Nintendo Switch exclusive, which is cool to see as a Nintendo fan, but I'm sure some people aren't happy with that. Dragon Quest Builders 2 and Dragon Quest 11 was a whole lot of okay, sure, I guess if you're into that. Then we got a new racing game for next year, and possibly the most bland, boring looking FPS game I've ever seen. Seriously, this looks like I could run it in Google Chrome. Kingdom Hearts 3 is getting DLC this winter, but who cares, now I can listen to Final Fantasy on Spotify. In case you didn't see enough Final Fantasy, we got to look at this Final Fantasy XIV expansion. Then we got some more Final Fantasy inspired games. Oninaki showed up, and oh look, it's Final Fantasy! Avengers was the grand finale, and it looks really fun, but following the trailer with a bunch of people talking and not really adding anything we couldn't have figured out from the trailer, besides for some free expansions, was very anticlimactic. And the closing release date trailer was way less exciting than the first. I feel like they really could have benefited from just swapping the order of these two trailers and tacking the release date onto the end of the bigger one. All that being said, Square Enix had a very solid conference that was much better than what they put on last year. They showed off a ton of games, though I am legitimately concerned that they announced some of this too soon, because I don't want a repeat of what happened with Kingdom Hearts 3 and Final Fantasy VII. If you're not a Final Fantasy fan, there's not a whole lot for you in this conference, but I think most fans will be able to find at least something they're excited about here. There's still room for improvement, but it was better than I expected. Now, it's no secret that I'm a Nintendo fan at heart. I love to talk games of any variety, but I grew up with Nintendo and hold those games very close to my heart. So needless to say, the Nintendo Direct was my most anticipated presentation of the year, and I had high expectations. But did it live up to those expectations? Yeah, they started things off with a Smash reveal, which is always exciting, but the hero was not exactly a fan-favorite character that many people wanted. We've already got a lot of anime-looking sword boys, and although I don't hate the character, it wasn't the most breathtaking way to start the show.
This year at E3, there's no Reggie from Nintendo. So who's gonna kick ass and take names now?
Hi everyone, I'm Doug Bowser.
Bowser got all dressed up and was still kicked off the stage, leading up to some Luigi's Mansion 3 gameplay and the reveal of a new multiplayer mode, which could be fun. Then we found out my childhood nightmare was made into a game, and Link's Awakening got a release date that I'm looking forward to. Trials of Mana got a 2020 release window, but to me it was overshadowed by the Witcher 3 port shown right after. This port was rumored for a while, but we finally got confirmation that it's real, and it's happening this year. I think this one is a big deal for Nintendo, because Witcher 3 was a massive game a few years ago, and bringing it to the Switch shows that Nintendo's third-party support is still growing. Fire Emblem Three Houses got another trailer, and we spent a weird amount of time watching people play old Resident Evil games. No More Heroes 3 was revealed, and Contra is coming to Switch later this year. Hey guys, it's me, the Pokemon box art. Astral Chain isn't the type of game I usually play, but I'm surprisingly intrigued by its visual style and the gameplay they showed after the Direct. Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3 looks okay, but after the Avengers game shown last night, it's a pretty underwhelming thing to show. Cadence of Hyrule will be good for the soundtrack and the soundtrack alone, plus it came out 2 days after the Direct, which is very nice. Sega made the wrong Mario Sports game, and I loved the beginning of this Animal Crossing trailer. The radio-sounding voiceover was completely misleading, but as soon as I heard the words Nook Inc., I knew it was coming and got very excited. It's unfortunate the game was delayed until March, but it wasn't a surprise, and the game is looking great so far. Next, we got a highlight reel of smaller or previously announced games coming to Switch, with Spyro Reignited Trilogy being the biggest announcement of the bunch. And hey, remember what I said about the hero coming to Smash? Well, I take it all back, Banjo-Kazooie makes up for it. So, it was great that Nintendo ended their presentation on a high note with Banjo-Kazooie, and wait, what the This Zelda trailer came completely out of nowhere, and it was so good. It looks like Breath of the Wild, but darker and scarier, and I'm completely on board. Nintendo caught me completely off guard in the best way possible. A sequel to my favorite game of all time, and while I wish we got some sort of release window, my hype levels are off the charts for this game. This on its own is the magical kind of trailer that can take an E3 presentation to the next level. Does it redeem the entire show? No, but it will be one of those special E3 moments that will be remembered for a long time. Overall, Nintendo's Direct was about what I was expecting from the company this year, save for a Zelda-sized reveal. We could have used more than one new first-party game if I'm being honest, but with the number of games we already knew about going into E3, I wasn't expecting much more. Getting not one but two Smash characters was a welcome surprise, and with Cadence of Hyrule, Link's Awakening, and this Breath of the Wild sequel, a lot of Zelda is a lot of points from me. Thinking back on it, Nintendo was the only company outside of Ubisoft to end their show with a game that hadn't been revealed already, and that definitely added a level of excitement that was missing from other presentations this year. More new games could have made this an outstanding presentation, but you can say that about a lot of E3 shows, and this was still a solid showing on its own. Now if you'll excuse me, I'm gonna go hibernate until Breath of the Wild releases.
Open your eyes.
Here you now stand, revitalized 100 years later.
Seriously?